Hello and welcome into this video where I will be breaking down for you the energies of this moment in time that we are in. As we are heading into this next new moon cycle in Taurus, where we are going to be asked to really sit with what it is that we value. Where and how do we see worth? This is going to be a societal review and reflection, but also deep within ourselves. A real opportunity to go deep and see the roots of patriarchy and how they may and probably are conditioning what we see as value, what we see and feel as worthy. Self-esteem, self-worth, money, all of these things are really up for this moon cycle ahead, but it's also an initiation into this future, where there's a real restlessness, this divine discontent energy that is coming through, and it is not going away. So that is the overall basis of what I will be tuning into with this video. But oh my goodness, there is so much going on, and please know that try as I might, I'm definitely not going to be hitting everything. If you are new, my name is Chrissy Whistler. I am an embodied astrologer. So I'm not just going to give you a bunch of aspects and astrology mathy like things. My intention is to help you understand these energies, how they can be coming through in your life so that you can work with them. And a little burp coming up. I'm also an energy practitioner, so burps, things like that, channeling is also part of what I do. If you are really struggling right now and you need support, please go to my website, chrissywhistler.com. I offer one-on-one readings, astrology counseling, and again, to really help you understand what is happening in your life, why, and then how you can flip the script on these energies by understanding like what is the root underneath all of them. So I do hope to connect with you soon if that sounds good. And I also encourage you to please like this video. Every time that you do that, you share this with your friends, you subscribe. I appreciate it so much. It helps this channel to grow and to connect with more people like you. All right, so how about we dive into this and see, like, right, wait, what the hell is happening? Oh my gosh, in our world. I have been describing this moment in time very much like a roller coaster. That roller coaster has left that top of the dip and we are in it now. It is not going to be slowing down. I also describe this moment as like a gong, a mallet hitting the gong, and that's going to continue to get harder and faster. That includes this new moon cycle that we have coming up. So just kind of know this is what the collective of humanity has asked for to evolve into. But it requires us first to really go back into the past. Before we can start to build this new earth, to initiate these new directions, these new roads, we can't take the old shit with us. So if it feels like we are going into the past right now, that is why we have to tie up these loose ends. We have to see this truth of humanity, the truth of what humanity actually is, before we can move forward. Or we're just going to take the same shit with us and repeating those same cycles of trauma. Trauma is going to be a big theme right now. I will be breaking into it more as we go along, but just know when I speak of trauma, I'm speaking of the planet and the archetype of Uranus, where we have become fragmented, disassociated, again, because a trauma has occurred. And there is a necessary re-traumatization that is happening right now. As we go through that, that is also that opportunity to heal that trauma, to return these soul fragments back to us at an individual level, but also as a collective. So just know that this is a bigger theme that is with us right now. And we're talking deep past of humanity here, going even back to 6,000 years, and underlying themes, especially around emotional intelligence, emotional safety, safe space, this most missing medicine of our time, the energy of Cancer. That is an even older story for humanity. So layers upon layers that we are working through, and this is part of why it's so intense, because it's crunch time, guys. We are having to go into it because it is time to move forward. Now, we have our new moon happening on May 16th. I'm going to get into that in a moment, but first I wanted to ground you with what is happening right now. Where are we right now, and what might be some of the experiences that you are having, especially since the full moon in Scorpio, which, oh my goodness, truly was the good, the bad, and the really, really ugly surfacing. All the shit we didn't want to see. And that's certainly been true here in the States. So there is an experience of our shadows coming to light. This is, again, in our world and society, it was very much heightened at that Scorpio full moon, and then Pluto, who ruled that moon, stationed retrograde just 5 days after. And that Pluto is in this trine to Uranus, which is saying, calling us to wake up to the truth of what humanity actually is, to shine a light down deep. And I'm talking into the misogyny, the sexism, the racism that is alive and well. And, you know, polite society was like, oh, no, we've moved past that. Have we really? Have we really? It's no surprise that around that exact same time here in the United States, the Supreme Court issued a ruling which pretty much is disenfranchising Black and brown voters. And all of the southern states just ran for the door to make the redistricting happen to further dilute those voices of people of color, so they might not have actual representation, that their vote doesn't matter. The vote that would carry and speak for their voices in government. So I'm not going to go deeper into that here. I'm feeling like there's probably a webinar that I will be speaking to going forward, but it's still coming together right now. But if it feels like we are reliving the Reconstruction right now here in the States, and where there has been a privileged elite class of white men taking control, that is because we are reliving that. And this is what I mean. And we are flipping back to that timeline because there are these loose ends that we need to see, that it has not yet been resolved, but we're swept under the rug. Pluto, okay? And keep in mind that I'm just using the United States as a fractal, because this theme, whatever it is, will be true for you where you live in your country. It's just going to have a different coat that it's wearing, but it's the same fractal energy. So if you find that that's what's happening to you in your life or your country, just know this is part of what I mean, the shadows coming to light that must be seen. And in fact, I really do invite you, where are you seeing this in your country and in your life? Please let us know in the comments below. And that will help me to understand, because all of our countries have very unique collective stories, and that will continue to inform me and help me see these patterns and pieces, the resonance that we are all moving through at this moment. So again, I would love to hear your story and your experiences. So I'm also going to be drinking my coffee because it is quite early. It's early in the morning. And I do apologize if you hear lots of sounds going on. This is just the best that I can do. It is the second time I've attempted to film this video, and there's been so many distractions, and that again is a resonance of this time that we are in, where we are being distracted. There is news, information, it's just coming so quick and so fast. And the lesson, the teaching this moment is bringing is, how can we find our center despite the distractions? And just meeting each moment as best as you can, and letting go of any distortion, that this belief of perfection. The field right now is going to be very quick, very fast, also going very, very deep. There's a real chance to see what has been hidden right now in your unconscious, Pluto, your soul. So if you find yourself that you've been in these repeating patterns, like it's on spin cycle, it just keeps happening. The reason for this is your soul is bringing, clearing that energy, this opportunity to zero in on that pattern so you can break it. I spoke about trauma earlier. This is what I mean. These re-traumatizations, even if they can be small and they can be large, they are happening. They are coming because it's like your soul is like, I need you to see this. I need you to go back into it. There is a part in you that has been frozen. And it is through this witnessing and being with these emotions that provides the opportunity to heal, to return those fragments back to you, or even as well to choose another path. But if you're experiencing that repeat, just know that's this opportunity to zero in on this thing that has been driving your life, your beliefs, your decisions at a very unconscious level. It's that opportunity to stop that pattern. And I've certainly been experiencing that for myself, believe me. And other people can be coming in with these reflections for you, that through this mirroring of the people in your life, that they can be shining a light on your unconscious, on the things that you cannot see. So there's this bouncing back and forth that's happening, and it's very, very strong in the field. And that will help bring in this sudden clarity and insights. Again, like a lightning bolt of understanding, Uranus. So where are you with all of that? What is coming up for you to see right now? And are you starting to see the deeper, more hidden reasons of why this has been happening? If you have, and you feel like sharing, please let us know in the comments below. For myself, without going deep into the details, I've had an old story playing out around this fear to be seen, this fear of shining my light. And through this past week, week and a half, as it's coming up, but in through relationships, through new reflections, and I'm even asking myself a deeper question of, is this really so much a fear of shining my light and allowing myself to be seen, like by you people, which I am so very grateful that you are here and you are seeing me and tuning in. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. So, I mean, yes, that is still true, this fear of being seen, because being seen means you're going to be judged by people, especially when you are going to show up as your authentic self without all the cloaks and the masks that we're wearing. Like, that's a big rejection if people don't like what they see. But I've realized that it actually is deeper than that. And I'm questioning, I'm asking myself, is this so much a fear about being seen? Or is this a fear about stepping forward and being a leader? Being seen as a leader, or seeing myself as a leader. So suddenly this wound that I knew that I had, it came in like a lightning bolt and allowed me to go even deeper. And also just know through this example that I'm sharing about myself, these are questions around patriarchy. These hidden beliefs that I hold, that I have been conditioned by, of even what a leader is. So it's like this slow unpeeling of these layers right now. There's a huge light being shown right now on patriarchy. So everything that I've been speaking of happening at both the individual and that global macro level. As I said, we're really seeing that here in the United States, where it is a bit of a shit show. And I know that a lot of people are feeling really overwhelmed and lost right now because they are unable to tune into these deeper energies and they don't understand why this is happening. Again, that reliving of the past. Now, I'm going to do a little astrological lingo, but I would ask you to just let that fall back into your conscious awareness. It's not what's important so much as the energy. It's a very, very specific moment that we're in, and this example that I gave is of the United States, and again, in that going back to Reconstruction, the deafening of Black and brown voters, the elite Southern enslavers who had literally all the wealth and all the power. Why we're going back into that timeline or reliving that timeline. So for all of us, again, right now, this is the south node of the moon. This reliving, reviewing of the past is in Virgo. right now it is conjunct the asteroid Lucifer. Lucifer in Virgo, like one of those energies it's bringing forward is, who are the few worthy and pure souls to be in power? I'm like, just like, wow, you really just can't make that up. Literally purifying even the voices, those who are allowed to vote, even so far as to say that Democrats are not worthy of being in power. And the only way they can be in power is if they cheat. And it's, again, like this attacking of the other political party, that they are not a worthy opponent, that they do not deserve to be there. And if you vote for them, your voice doesn't matter. So there's a disenfranchising of all voters. It's very much South Node of the Moon in Virgo conjunct Lucifer. Lucifer in Virgo is also a fall from grace. So I really am, we'll see how this is going to play out here in the States, but I'm really feeling like, yeah, this is happening. This will happen, but we're not there yet, because all of these people, all of them, including for you and your country and whatever you're experiencing, they are playing a role to get us to see and to go back into that past. We have to see the truth of humanity for what it actually is. And we need people to basically play the villain, for lack of a better description. Like, we need people to play these parts in our lives, or we need to play that role for someone else. It's for this deeper evolutionary purpose that we're all in this dance together. Okay, so this is also what I'm speaking to is an in conjunct to Pluto. Again, Pluto, see humanity for what it actually is. We are having to refine. There's this going back, purifying process of what is humanity. And it's going too far this way and too far that way. That's this energy of the in conjunct. It's a real rectification, purging, refining that we're having to do, which means we have to see the shit, right? Pluto, we have to see it for what it is. On the other end of that, we have another in conjunct. Both of these together, it's forming a finger of God, finger of fate. This particular one is to Neptune and Pallas Athena. So this is where we're having this, again, real transformation, but it's a back and forth. Bringing us back into our intuitive wisdom. Leaders are going to be born through this process, who are able to connect into the greater collective, this unconditional love. And yet there's also, what is the delusion? Where's the illusion? Just as an example, our president has been posting AI images of himself as Jesus Christ. You could not get more in conjunct to Neptune than that. What is the delusion? What is the illusion? And there's back and forth of this returning as well to our intuitive wisdom, this call taking us back into our hearts. That is that North Node in Pisces that we are still in until the end of July. There's an evolutionary pull, a lesson to be learned of Pisces, unconditional love, surrender to what is, to the divine flow and dance of life, to let go, coming back into this higher love. And as we do that, conjunct, Gong Gong right now, North Node Gong Gong, like this is like empath wizardry consciousness here. This real ability to channel these otherworldly energies. If we're willing to do all that work all that back and forth, seeing within ourselves. So and know too, there is a light coming in from the darkness night right now. That's Varda in Capricorn, trine to the south node of the moon in Virgo. We are being held even during this most darkest of times. So again, I'm sharing this with you to just, yes, things are hard and they are challenging, and for some people quite painful, and their lives are at risk, and I am not diminishing that at all. And know, like, this is part of this moment, to go into this darkness of our soul, of humanity, because that is the way through. That is the way that we are going to be building this new world. So how about you? Where is that showing up in your life? How is this coming through? And I haven't even gotten to the new moon yet, but bear with me. This energy that I'm speaking of right now is the backdrop that we are in and that will be holding this new moon. Now, I've been speaking about Uranus, and I'm not going to forget what Uranus is. It's a big one. Right now, Uranus is what we call square to the moon's nodes, and it will be exact on June 20th. So what does this mean? Well, first off, we are in this energy right now. And whenever you have planets squaring to the moon's nodes, it means you need to apply conscious effort. This is not going to be handed to you on a silver platter. But Uranus is quite up to this challenge. Uranus is this divine discontent energy, this restlessness that you might be feeling in your life right now, or again, the collective level. We're even speaking again of that Pisces Virgo polarity, like we're in all worlds right now. And there is a need to see what is not working. I mean, in Uranus and Gemini is going to be very fast, very quick. So I'll just pause for a moment right there to say, there's a lot happening in our world. Make sure that you take care of your nervous system as much as you are able to. Don't feel that you need to constantly be keeping up with everything. If what you need is to slow down and go get your bare feet on the grass, take a quiet walk in nature or a bath, and really soak in and enjoy the waters, do that. This is also going to be part of the Taurus medicine for this new moon, but just know this is going to be your antidote for the nervous system overwhelm, because that's not going to be going away. So take care of you, because you are worthy of being taken care of. And again, that's part of that Taurus theme coming through. You are worthy. So Uranus is very much this trauma where we have been disassociated. We can be really experiencing a lot of groupthink coming forward. And this question, again, is this, are we going to go into the past, this worthy few, these few pure souls, casting out anyone who is imperfect? Those are some of those examples. And then that Pisces energy is this higher octave, is divine love. It's Christ consciousness. Have we gotten that right? Have we gotten the teachings that Jesus Christ came forward and spoke of? And again, unconditional love. Accepting and loving everyone for who they are, even as they are different. No, I don't think so, right? Not in our world, not when we're having, again, as just a fractal, the president and vice president attacking the Pope. So for speaking about peace, and that we shouldn't just be going around killing people, right? So what Uranus is going to come in and do, this is Uranus squaring the nodes, it's going to wake things up. It's going to be restless, this divine discontent. It's really going to be pushing us to break free of these Saturnarian constructs of things like patriarchy, of our governments, institutions, how authority is structured, and our belief of authority. So it's going to come in, that's its intention, like a sword of truth to wake us up. I'm also speaking with Uranus conjunct Sedna. That will be exact on May 24th. So first off, just know May 22nd, 23rd, 24th are going to be big. And then on, let me see, May 25th, we're going to have Mars square Pluto. Like, May is going to really come in hot. This rebellious, revolutionary energy where the status quo is not working. So there's going to be a push, this tension, this crunch point that will be building going forward. So as I was speaking to, and again, even just know that here for me, trying my best to bring through this video, and the constant distractions. Eric came in again, and the time crunch of when we're having other homeschool friends come over to play board games continues to narrow in. And so just know, like, even for me, this is not always an easy moment. So I'm right in there with you guys. I really am, and just doing my best, my very best. And this, what I'm even speaking to, and I will acknowledge it, and it's quite beautiful how it's coming through. This is part of Uranus conjunct Sedna, where there is this need to let go of the boat. What are we desperately holding on to that is not working? When we're constantly fighting against something and there's just roadblock after roadblock. And at some point you just have to let go. That is that medicine of Sedna. And as we do that, there is this opportunity to be metamorphosized, to be transformed into something else entirely new. This is very much going to be around the patriarchy and where these different beliefs are living inside of each of us. So you can be expecting some real sudden insights, downloads around that May 24th, as I said, even 25th, like even some real anger, especially by the people, around these patriarchal concepts coming in. And it's just like, no more. We're not going to put up with this shit. So very, very, very highlighted right now. And this revolutionary energy is just going to be continuing. Really, and we'll start to now move into this new moon that we have on May 16th or 17th, depending on where you live in the world, at 25 degrees of Taurus. This is going to be very much around what we value. Now, in addition to the sun and moon being here in Taurus, this is also Uranus. Uranus is close enough to be part of this conjunction, although he's now in Gemini. And then on the other end, we have Ceres in Taurus. So real revolutionary ideas. And again, with Sedna there too, this what do we really value? Not what the patriarchy and these conditionings that society has told us to value. It's almost like we're going through this this completion of Uranus in Taurus for these past 8 years. And it's not like it's just going to be done, tied up, we're good, we're moving on. We're going to continue to feel these loose ends when the moon's nodes switch into North Node into Aquarius mid-end of July. So just think of this as another like stepping stone for the future. But this seed that's going to be planted at this new moon is going to be a big one on what we value. Is it actually what you value? Or is it what the patriarchy has come in and said, this is what is worth value? Your status, how much money you make, not necessarily what you feel. Taurus is what is right within you, your way, your pace. This can even be about really reclaiming sovereignty, your own self-resilience, your own self-reliance and preservation. You can do it. That can be some of this Taurus energy really coming forward. And how have we gotten it wrong in the past? Or how has society been wrong about these things? What about land? Resources? Here in the States, there is now a huge, huge push to take the public lands away from the public and to open them up to mining corporations to extract the wealth and basically leave the mess for the people to deal with and the pollution. So again, this, what do we value? Do we value having clean drinking water? Or do we not? You know, I'm even hearing as well about the data centers that are coming in, and people are starting to really rise in their communities to say, no, this is not okay. That they are taking all of the water, they're taking all of our electricity and polluting what is left, and the people in those communities having less. The communities, this is also having to do with Uranus, Aquarius. The community, the network not being okay. There's a divine discontent, revolutionary energy rising up. So just kind of, again, know this is other ways that this is playing out. With where Venus is now in Mercury sign of Gemini and Mercury in Venus's sign of Taurus, this mutual reception going back and forth as the planets are looking back and forth to each other. Again, this basically means this is not going to be a gentle new moon cycle. There's an intense reverberation, fast mental thought processes around these things of value and money. And again, have we gotten it right? This reverberation back and forth. This is going to be part of a seed that is planted for this moon cycle, yes, but also stronger going forward into this future. We are planting a seed that is pushing for this radical change, revolutionary future change energy. That's this intention of Uranus. Uranus is knocking on the doors of Saturn right now, saying this shit isn't working. We need to change it up. Let's experiment. Let's make it better. So Uranus, and a reaction to Uranus people have, is they can go stronger into the past. The real digging into the past, which you are probably seeing in your life. And only some people are getting that revolutionary energy, but that's why it's so restless, so in our faces right now. Like it's not going to let go. And there will be continuing to have these experiences again of trauma being repeated because it's not working. This isn't actually honoring our way and our pace. Taurus, we need to make a change. We need to wake up. So that's why it is so intense. What is true nourishment? That is what Ceres is asking us right now. And this quintile to Varuna and Leo, this is about sovereignty. This is about our authenticity, to claim our authenticity, our sovereignty, to see yourself as worthy of claiming this. And if you can't see that yet, where are those rubs for you? Those little voices that say you're not worthy. Why are they there? That is the invitation for you to really lean into as this moon cycle progresses. This is a time where everything that we may have known, believed in, were raised by, is shifting and dissolving. This is a time of radical change, of radical truth and honesty. Uranus squaring the nodes, Pluto in Aquarius, Uranus, Pluto in a trine. Like, can you just feel like the boom, boom, boom of the astrology? Like, it's not this jam-packed for no reason. It's like, humanity, you gotta wake up, and we're not gonna let loose until you do. That's what I'm seeing in the astrology. That's what I'm feeling in the energy and from the collective unconscious. Wow, we are in a time of waking up. So where can you surrender to that need to wake up? Where can you lean into these constructs of patriarchy? These structures of beliefs that are not true or no longer working, and they need to be let go of. We are being called to liberate ourselves from all of that right now, so we can return back to our essential nature, even to learn what that is for the first time. Be still this month as much as you need to. Be still. Go slow. That is the medicine of Taurus. To be that cow slowly digesting, chewing the grass. We are digesting the intensity of this time. So disconnect when you need to in order to really hone into yourself and what you need. Your way, your pace. Taurus. Try and go with the flow and the energy of each moment. That's our North Node in Pisces. Again, very fast pace, intense time, but don't lose yourself to it. With Jupiter right now in Cancer, conjunct the planetary north nodes of Saturn and Pluto, this is, again, this larger collective story where we as a humanity, as a human species, have not had this most missing and needed medicine of Cancer. Emotional safety, safe space. Jupiter's coming in and really magnifying what we do not have in this society. Where can you give that to yourself? Where are you being called to go to honor that? Again, take your time to emotionally digest Cancer. Jupiter in Cancer, all that you are feeling right now, all this re-traumatization that could be coming up. Again, even going deep into the past lives. Uranus is also our long-term memory. So this is past life memory that you might be asked to sit with right now, to sit beside and to see. So give yourself that space as much as you need to, and to go slow with it. And as I've been speaking so much, this is also about seeing where the patriarchy sits in you. Oh, we are in for a real, again, anyway, it's every month. It's rocking and rolling. That roller coaster has left the station. It has left the lip of the drop, and we're in it. We're not going to be slowing down. So take care of yourself as you need. This is, again, big medicine of this Taurus new moon, to take care of yourself, to go at your pace, your way that feels right. And this could actually be what you are uncovering this new moon. Do you even know what this way and pace is? Have you been allowed to know what that is? Or have you just been doing what society has said you should do? To work Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, and you're constantly going, where there's no rest, there's no pause. The list never ends. The house is never clean. So you just keep staying on that hamster wheel. So this could be part of what you might be deconstructing. These new ways, new seeds being planted for you that are actually going to help you reclaim your sovereignty, to reclaim your worth, and to see yourself as worthy, your own inner self-esteem. So I do hope that this is helpful for you. As I said, I know it's quite a lot. And again, Mars squaring to Pluto is more than likely going to be an intense one. So just hang in there. We're in it, but just know that you are not alone. If you, again, are needing support, please reach out. I offer these one-on-one astrological counseling sessions to understand your soul, your life, what you're here to do, and how to move through what you're moving through. I can really provide that guidance and counseling for you, however it is that you need. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and please share this with your friends. Thank you all so much for being here, and I will see you at our next full moon, which is going to be a blue moon. So big times, hang in there, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.